64. And yes, I did have a hard time trying to complete the full game, and yes, I didn't do 100% on the gameplay, but it was what finally beating it. I mean, I was just getting so mad that I was always dying all the time because it was my first time and I didn't know how to play it correctly. Now, after saying that, you're all probably just watching me continue talking right now while thinking to yourself, Miss Funny Autism Gal, if you were so frustrated with that game so much, how come you don't hate it? And how come you're making a video about it? Well, I'm making a video about it because, well, I actually love the game, despite my own frustration. Sure, I was frustrated about playing the whole game and how painful it was to finally complete it, but it does have redeeming qualities once in a while. I mean, sure, I wasn't doing good at playing as Mario and trying to learn the controls well or whatnot, but there are reasons why I like this game. So, first things first is music. Of course, every time I'm going to review a game, I always have to talk about the music first, because music is, in a way, art. So, what are my thoughts on Mario 64's music exactly? Well, if I'm being honest, it's really goofy and kind of fun, to be honest. It's like so creative with how it is, depending on the settings. Like that one time when you see Ace Little Piranha has this great, adorable lullaby music. In short, it's amazing, to be honest. It's a solid, probably 8 out of 10 on that one. Next, I really like the characters and their designs, to be honest. For example, there's this cute, adorable little red Bob-omb that helps us out by unlocking a cannon so we can fly across the sky and get whatever we need to get another star. And it's kind of helpful to be honest. I mean, we just take a moment to just know how adorable Wiggler's design is. I mean, just look at this little guy. It's also worth knowing that this is the most top Mario game that speedrunners would play. I mean, I can't blame them there. They have Mario 64 has a lot of goofy-ass glitches, to be honest. I watched a video talking about it, so I'll link it into the description. And while we're on the subject of Mario 60 being the best speedrun game ever, it's worth to tell that it has a lot of cool ways that you can beat the game so fast that it'll be just faster than a snap. Cool moves, fast ways to jump, etc., etc. So, yes, still, I was a bit mad about the game mechanics. I mean, I can't blame the game. It was my first time having to play this game, since I've never played it in my whole entire life, since I was born during a time that the Wii was reaching its peak. So, will I play it again sometime? Well, usually I'd say that I would never play it again because how much I've suffered while playing it, but maybe I'll give it a second chance. Who knows? There's also the power-ups that I enjoy. Well, I guess I not exactly enjoyed, but again, it was my first time playing it. Don't judge me. Like, for example, there's the cape wing hat thing. I don't remember. But there's this power-up where you wear this cape with wings and you fly around on probably a time limit, depending on how long it lasts. And now, with that outside, I can explain more about the development. That even though to me it was frustrating to get used to the mechanics, it's actually impressive on how hard the developers had worked on it. For example, there's this quote that talks about the development and how hard they had to work on it. Quote, "There were no jumping actions in 3D we could reference at the time, so we shared in the enjoyment of going through all the trial and error with Mr. Miyamoto and the other team members. It was arguably tough work, but that feeling was overtaken by the joy of innovating in a new field." End quote. And yeah, I don't blame them there. Making a game might take hard work. It could take years, probably weeks if you're a PC game maker. It all matters when you need to make a game where people will enjoy and where big YouTubers will be making the big bucks out of your game by playing it. And I gotta say, a lot of people really enjoy this game considering it's their childhood, even though they're practically born during the time that the GameCube was reaching its peak, since I was born in 2008, so I never really experienced the GameCube since GameCube wasn't around during the time I was born, I guess. I mean, can we just talk about how incredibly insane the Mario 64 fan base is? For example, there used to be this series where this creator would make fan-made animations of gameplay that look exactly similar to the early gameplay tests that took place a very long time ago. Not to mention the whole Ella's Ryu mystery shenanigan that had to be solved for a decade later. Basically, in short, if you don't know, it's about people asking why Luigi isn't in the game, and the developers eventually reveal the reason why by, quote, "Well, until February, he was in the game. Ultimately, due to memory issues, we had to take him out. Then we were going to include him in a Mario Bros. Style minigame. But because most users probably only have that one controller when they first buy their N64 for that reason, and others, we decided not to." End quote. Here's the model if you want it. I mean, I don't work at Nintendo yet, but here's the model if you want to know what it looks like. You're welcome. And did I ever mention that it has its own freaking iceberg chart trend thing? I mean, look at this. Holy shit. So, what do I think about Mario game as a whole itself? Well, like I said, I know I was frustrated about playing the game, but that was because it was my first time playing it since I've never played it before. And neither of you kids who were never born during a day that the N64 reached its peak. So, when you people out there start buying Mario All-Stars, I encourage you to play Mario 64 first. Not because it was the first Mario game that came out and the first one in this little trilogy game, but it shows a lot of inspiration and nostalgia for all the creators, considering that they were the ones who played this game. It's just amazing, and in a way, art. A lot of people, as if maybe millions of people played it in their childhood, and they love it, and they show their inspiration of creating something from their childhood and making it something into their own art. It's just so amazing. So with that wonderful note coming to an end, I hope you all enjoy this video and understand of how much people who played Mario 64 enjoyed it as a whole. It's amazing, and sure, it can get frustrating, but it takes time for you to practice and understand, and eventually get used to it so much that you enjoy it. And now, with that in mind, I hope you enjoyed this video and had finally understood my words. This is your funny autism favorite gal, signing off.